room was silent except for the rhythmic ticking of a clock and the faint echo of a single chess piece being moved. Across the board sat a man whose mind once dazzled the world, a grandmaster known for his brilliance, precision, and creativity. But behind that calm expression hid a storm that few could see. Just months earlier, his name had begun circulating in whispers across chess forums and social media, whispers of cheating, deception, and betrayal. And soon after, he was gone. His sudden death left the chess world in shock, and a single haunting question still lingers. Did the accusations against him play a role in his tragic end? Chess has always been seen as a game of intellect, a battle not of muscle but of the mind. It's where logic meets art, and one wrong move can change everything. But in the modern digital era, the purity of this ancient game has come under fire. Computers can now calculate millions of moves in seconds, and artificial intelligence can predict perfect strategies. With such power at hand, even a hint of computer-like precision from a human player raises eyebrows. And for this grandmaster, those raised eyebrows soon turned into full-blown suspicion. He had burst onto the international scene as a prodigy. His rise was meteoric, his style unique, and his confidence unshakable. Match after match, he defeated opponents who had been at the top for decades. Commentators described him as a phenomenon, someone who could read the board like a book and anticipate his rivals' every move. But success often breeds envy, and the higher he climbed, the more people questioned how he got there. Some said he trained obsessively, studying thousands of games every week. Others weren't so sure. They claimed his accuracy was too perfect, his timing too sharp, his play too machine-like. At first, he laughed off the rumors, but as they grew louder, the laughter faded. Online, anonymous accounts accused him of using computer assistants. On forums, experts analyzed his games frame by frame, pointing out patterns they believed no human could produce. The story spread fast. YouTubers made videos about it, news outlets picked it up, and soon his reputation was under siege. Every tournament he entered became a test not of skill, but of trust. Even his fellow players started treating him with suspicion. Cameras were installed, security tightened, and his every move was monitored. It was no longer about winning. It was about proving he wasn't a fraud. Behind the scenes, those close to him said he began to change. Once confident and outgoing, he became withdrawn and quiet. He stopped sharing his thoughts about the game he loved. Nights that used to be spent studying openings and strategies were now filled with anxiety and self-doubt. Every glance from an opponent felt like an accusation. Every comment online felt like a knife. The very community that once celebrated him now seemed eager to tear him down. And in that loneliness, the line between reality and rumor began to blur. The breaking point came after a major international event where he was once again accused, this time publicly, by a fellow grandmaster. The accusation went viral. His social media flooded with hate. Sponsors distanced themselves. Even organizers began quietly removing his name from future invitations. He released a statement insisting on his innocence, saying he had never cheated, that his talent came from years of dedication. But the damage was already done. Once your honesty is questioned in the world of chess, there's no easy way back. Then, just days after his final online appearance, the devastating news broke. The Grandmaster had been found dead under circumstances that authorities described as unclear. Some reports claimed suicide, others hinted at foul play. No one knew for sure. What everyone did know, however, was that the relentless pressure of the past year had pushed him to his emotional limits. The same people who once criticized him now mourned him. The same voices that questioned his integrity now posted tributes about his genius. But for him, it was too late. The damage that doubt had done was irreversible. In the days that followed, the chess world was divided. Some believed the allegations had been justified, saying the game's integrity must be protected at all costs. Others argued that the community had gone too far, that the constant suspicion and public shaming had created an environment of fear and paranoia. How could players focus on strategy when they were constantly worried about being accused? Many began asking whether technology had made chess better or broken its soul entirely. Experts pointed out that the rise of online chess, especially after the pandemic, had blurred the line between fair play and cheating. With so many matches played virtually, Trust became the hardest thing to maintain. Detection software could identify suspicious play, but it couldn't read a player's mind. It couldn't tell the difference between genius and guilt. And when the evidence isn't clear, it's the court of public opinion that decides the verdict, often without mercy. Friends of the Grandmaster revealed more heartbreaking details. In his final weeks, he had confided that he felt trapped, unable to prove his innocence, unable to escape the stigma. "Even if I win, they'll say I cheated," he once said. "And if I lose, they'll say it proves I did before." It was a no-win situation. A game that had once given him joy had now become a prison. His death became a mirror reflecting the darker side of the chess world, the side people rarely talk about. Beneath the quiet rooms and polite handshakes lies an immense pressure to perform perfectly, to live up to the title of Grandmaster. And in a time when perfection itself is now questioned, that pressure can become unbearable. In the aftermath, tributes poured in from all corners of the world. Fans, commentators, and even former critics acknowledged his talent and mourned the tragedy. Many said his passing should serve as a warning that while protecting the integrity of the game is vital, protecting the people who play it is just as important. The incident reignited debates about mental health in competitive environments and how easily online hate can destroy someone's life. So, did cheating accusations really have something to do with his death? Maybe they weren't the direct cause, but they certainly cast a shadow that never left him. They took away his peace, his confidence, and his will to keep fighting. The truth about whether he cheated may never be known. What is known is that a brilliant mind was silenced far too soon, a man whose only crime may have been being too good at the game he loved. Perhaps that's the real tragedy. In chess, every piece has its role, every move has purpose, and the goal is to protect the king at all costs. But in real life, no one protected this Grandmaster. Not from rumors, not from pressure, not from the crushing weight of doubt. And now, the board is empty, the clock has stopped, and the world is left wondering what might have been if the whispers hadn't turned into a storm.